Wagyu beef picanha from my friends at Finley's Butcher Shop in Ackworth, Georgia. And it is a really beautiful piece. It's fat. This is awesome fat is here. And we're gonna trim this down. We're gonna cut it into steaks, and we are going to cook it just two different ways: in a pan, kind of dry, and then in a pan with a lot of butter. And we're gonna just enjoy it, basically. I mean, that's the long and short of it. But the first thing we're gonna do is this is the fat cap. We're gonna drop it on this fat cap, and we're gonna start getting rid of the silver skin. So I like a fillet knife for this because you can really get close. Also, what I did prior was like dry this puppy off with some paper towels because you don't want it to slide around too much. And the silver skin comes off pretty good. That stuff, if you really want to be careful, and especially with a cut of meat this nice, you can trim the bits like this off of under the silver skin for stew beef, for stir fry. So I see that much meat there. I'd like to save that and utilize it later. But yeah, getting off these little ends of fat. He's good. Getting off these little ends of fat, and if you look at how buttery this fat is, this is A5 beef fat, Snake River Farms in Georgia. It is tremendous cut. Everything we've had from there, like in my household, has been really amazing. I've turned my wife into a beef snob as a result of the really great stuff that they get in at Finley's Butcher in Ackworth, Georgia. So with silver skin, it's usually pretty easy because it kind of just like, it wants to come off. It's not as deep in there in most cases. And it's really easy to just like pull it away as you cut. Wow! Come here. Let me see this meat. Come here. Yeah, see the marbling of the fat in the beef? It's pretty amazing. You got a ball? Okay, hold it for me. That's Nikolai, my sous chef. Heir to the throne, no Belozo, heir apparent. So look at, if you look, this is the bottom of the picanha, as we've gotten rid of most of the silver skin. You see this meat, Nikolai? Yeah, it's gonna be really yummy. If you look at the marbling of this fat all the way through, usually when you see a picanha, even if it's like prime or choice, it doesn't have nearly the amount of fat in it that this does. And that is just flavor for days. So we've got a little bit more silver skin to get off, and we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna start trimming the fat cap and then start cutting this bitch into steaks. And as by evidence of my grizzly cuts just now, you don't need to have it pretty for it to be delicious. It's just gotta be good enough. This fat here, I don't worry about that. This little bolt of fat through, and you can see silver skin even underneath it. I don't worry about that till I cut it into the steaks. Some people might even want to take this whole layer off, but if you look here, I don't see that bolt all the way through. So with this piece, we're keeping fat. I'm gonna get this little edge off. And then we're gonna turn this bad boy over. Here's our fat cap. It is legit the softest beef fat that I've ever felt.
Man. It smells good too.
Yeah, this is like a really beautiful, and I aged it a couple days since we've been on the road again, coming down from Atlanta. So with this, it's like really to taste, right? It's like cultural flavor as far as like how much of a fat edge you want. I personally wouldn't really take much off of this. If I was grilling, I wouldn't take any off. Right now, I'm just gonna take a little bit, and mostly I just kind of want to see how easily the fat comes off, because when it's this buttery, like if you look, I'm barely raking this knife across, and it's almost like the fat is cooking because of the friction of the knife. Like it's so
That is impressive.
tender and juicy, and it's fucking amazing. It's a beautiful piece of beef. So, with the picanha cut, what I see over and over again, most things you go against the grain, go with the grain on the picanha, because after you cook it, you cut it against the grain. You would see it served up on a skewer like that, in that shape. You'd see that fat cap, and that would be what you'd see in like a churrascaria, a steakhouse. Again, you wouldn't see this kind of fat. You wouldn't see it be this pink. And, I mean, I wish you could fucking feel it. It's crazy. If you guys want to give it a touch, and you guys, it's insanity.
Touch it.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one of the most tender pieces of beef I've ever seen.
Ooh.
Yeah, just check that out.
Yeah, you can feel it like it comes apart under the heat and friction of your finger.
Yeah, like you can even see when you touch it, it just leaves the indentation behind.
Yeah, it's amazing. This is a very well cared for animal. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this first one. But a lot of the time you can feel like there's a point in here where it gets more tender. Now, this is not a normal picanha. On a normal picanha, I would probably start here and get rid of that, keep that like a little roast or something, and then the rest I would cut into steaks. But this is also tender, that even with that fat bolt running down the middle and the vein or whatever that's in there, I'm just cutting it all into steaks. So we'll start here, and this will be the more lean of all of them. And then look at that. You can see just all the grain of that, the fat. I mean, that's your friend. That's your sweet, sweet, sweet friend.
That's a friend with benefits.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Two pretty babies in a row. So then, now this would be the actual like picanha steak that you'd see in the churrascaria. So if you can see the bolt of fat that runs through there, and it's got a steak connected at the end. This here, oh man, like just this, the thought of them hitting the pan right now and the butter.
Oh man, I'm like,
I'm getting creamy jeans.
that was yesterday.
That's your business.
I can't help myself. I love
So this would be, like I said, on the skewer, like this. And you'd see it in a churrascaria. But it wouldn't be anywhere nearly this marbled and beautiful like a Snake River Farms Finley's cut. They didn't even sponsor me. I just think those guys are awesome. I like a fillet knife for this particular kind of beef as well. Usually I would use a chef's knife on a picanha, but this stuff is so soft, it's not necessary. I just want something that's gonna just go right in. And then again, this might be something I'd keep for a roast on a normal situation. A little crock pot roast or something like that if this was like any grocery store quality level, cut. But this guy is gonna be all for the pan today. And here are the soldiers for this war. We're gonna season these a couple of different ways. We're gonna keep it really simple above everything else, and that's always the key. We're gonna do something with just salt, just sea salt. I've got a coffee rub for some other. I've got a Saskatchewan, and I've got a balsamic glaze for some other, for after it's cooked. And we're gonna keep it super, super simple for the most part. We're gonna throw a coffee rub on a couple of them too, just for fun of it. And that'll be the next thing you see. This stuff in a pan. Get your yummies on. Good. Alright, first thing we're adding is a piece of the end of the Wagyu Picanha, a high heat pan, no seasoning whatsoever, fat side down. In you go. High heat. We just want to get a flavor for what the beef itself is, the beef alone, with no additions. look at the way that fat is rendering already in the pan. Pan's hot, and you can see the fat creating its own oil like the bacon.
Yeah, that's hot.
There's no lubrication needed.
It makes its own lubricant.
Yes. Like other delicious things. Yeet. Take a look. Hot temp. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That sear is gorgeous. The fat is, oh, feel how crisp it is.
This will cover up the other stuff.
And we're not going to overcook this puppy either, because it's a small piece, it's a fatty piece. And make sure it's cooked through, and then render that fat on the back end one more time. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rest this piece. Let that puppy, you see how that fat is just caramelized like so much? It's got like a char. Oh, it's going to be nice. A little treat. Now the next piece, literally the beef fat that is on the pan right there. Again, no butter, no oil. This is just the Wagyu Picanha in its own fat, high heat, smoky pan. House is gonna smell like char. I mean, it could smell way worse, yeah. Novelos is cheering for char, which is one of the reasons we get along so good. We're all gonna smell delicious by the end of this. The dog is gonna eat Nikolai because it's gonna smell so good. Alright. As I turn it over, because it's getting a good sear, I'm gonna turn it over on the fat side first. And let that fat kiss that pan, that hot pan. And look at all the oil coming off of that. And again, this doesn't need that long. This is a super easy piece.
I can tell that the aged top is a little more interesting.
It bounces, it rides more.
Yeah. It does. It really does.
That and metal.
Wow. Nothing bounces like double bass. Alright, this guy's coming off. Now we're gonna finally add butter.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's not even like
Liquid gold.
it's not even burning.
Texas
No,
tea.
I think Billy Ocean's a professor of music now.
Really?
I'm not exactly sure which school, but it's in England.
Gotta go quick with that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna drop these right away.
And meanwhile, Rick Astley is still taking the internet by storm. He's doing covers.
He's doing covers. I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Titanium and
We're gonna even drop the heat now.
He's from the era where like the only way you could get it.
And that butter is almost instantly browned. And in there with that beef fat. Now these are just salted, okay? The other piece that we did was just salted also, but with no additional fat, no butter. And the piece prior was just the beef alone rendering in its own fat. And then after these two pieces, we'll add a little more butter and the coffee rub pieces. And then we're going to eat all that shit. This pan is giving it a great char, great sear, sealing all that flavor. You always can tell by touch. Oh my god.
How would you describe that taste?
Butter, it's pure butter. Like the beef itself is butter, the butter is sweet cream butter. This is gonna be a nice late lunch. We're worth having fasted all day.
Yeah, it's dinner.
Yeah, that's
I literally was like, before you guys were coming over, like I just opened the fridge and I was like, and then I just had one of those. Like literally one out of the four.
Velveeta.
Velveeta.
I had a pastel.
I'm a cowhound, like I said.
Right? Those are in the snacks.
I have never had these before. These are amazing.
They're almost like a graham cracker, but better for you.
$8
Pasta boys, pasta.
What?
$8. And my son loves them so much there's 2 of these.
I am shopping wrong. I am shopping wrong.
Yeah. Costco's the shit. Yeah, Costco's the shit.
I've been trying to convince myself. Yeah, they do Sam's Club, but Sam's Club's not nearly.
Sam's Club is good for certain things, but Costco's good for almost everything.
Something doesn't exist about this one.
Really?
They're like,
Oh, hey man. But the thing is, I know Sam's Club has like good deals, but Costco randomly is like, we don't want to sell this anymore. It's $8 off. Like this was like $50 or whatever. Like yeah, $18 off. Whatever. Or like these, the Velveeta, they're like sale. They're usually like $14 for that box. They're $8 for that box. I think for another week or so. More butter.
If you want to buy me a box, I'll spot you. I'll pay you back.
My other one.
Like I've been trying to find like healthy snacks so that when I get hungry, I don't eat whatever's in the fridge.
Sure. Now these
And
are
it's on
the
weight.
end
Yeah, it's on the weight.
of the picanha, the end with the coffee rub.
That's what I have to do.
It's like, if you're talking about healthy snacks, the front of every pasta, right before you get to the register, is there like snacks, like there's 4 or 5 snack items. And it's like a lot of this stuff's like super healthy. There's like the high quality protein bars that are usually like really expensive. You get like a box of them like that. So you know like the little boxes are like $4 or $5.
Yeah, no. I ordered from Amazon.
Yeah, but like you get better than Amazon and Costco. Like you get that size box of protein stuff for like $12, and it's right off. But here's a quick thing. You know the bread stuff that Tommy Roberts is on that? Yeah, the bread is green guy, right?
Yeah.
No. No, awful was still, I would still be aware that I could eat food.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, like I had dog food.
And this is the guy that is supposedly like fixing up people.
Yeah, no, his food is good, but when it's like, hey, lose weight with my healthy snack, here, guys. This is that, you've been used to find This is the unsalted.
Hold up, sir. Wait.
Unsalted, just pure beef and fat. Get in there. Nice and rare, black and blue style. Because we both are fucking men. And it's like. Yeah.
Well, how would you describe that taste?
Beef sashimi. Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's like eating tuna, but it's beef. Oh shit! Here's the salted.
You know, at first it was about the shop, but now it's just about tasting that sweet, sweet nectar of the gods.
So this is just all natural sea salt, no butter.
And this is usually how I like beef.
Yeah, no butter whatsoever. Again, nice and rare. What am I doing there?
Yeah, let's just. Oh.
That's fat. Here, let me get in there and cut it there.
Yeah, slice that for me. Thank you. All right.
We clog it up a little bit. There you go.
Oh my God.
And that fat is so good.
Jesus.
I like how it's super lean and like until you get to that. I mean, the fat is just gelatin.
No, it's beautiful.
Really fucking good. Coffee rub, the
will be next. Some of those guys that were
Oh.
cooked in butter.
You know, that's like this, my brother-in-law jam is all this 80s type of stuff.
The thing is, like, these are all the music videos that I used to watch with Dad.
Oh, nice.
You know, when MTV played music videos.
The music. Like I could I like how it falls apart. Yeah, it's so buttery, so tender. Alright, now. Here, this one was cooked with butter. The butter cook. The butter is different.
Nope, there's just something about the Rick Astley music video.
One with butter.
So this is the one with butter? All right. This one right here?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Understandable why you put in butter as opposed to not.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Shit. Very good, Nikolai. Wasn't it that? Good job. Very good. Well, leave it up there.
Alright.
Oh. Meat.
Now, we've done butter, we've done just salt, we've done just the beef itself, we've done the butter, salt, and beef, and then now we're going to do the coffee rub here. Nicola, you hungry? Sometimes only a dad can help.
It's true.
Trust me. I live it. I live it. Oh, yeah. This is the coffee rub. Did this one more medium. Just because I don't want the rub to be overpowering when it's cooking. Between your tries.
All right.
Get it in there.
This it?
Coffee one, yeah.
Coffee.
I like the end pieces.
I'm dripping.
Fat rind, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Superb.
Oh. Gentlemen, there's not too many more people I'd want to share me with this way.
Happy 4th of July. That one's real good.
Oh, man.
Big them both.
Okay.
Big them both.
Yeah. I think this one's better.
Coffee rub.
It might be the best one.
It's a Traeger coffee rub and butter.
Smells super good. A little bit more.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a mistake.
These puppies.
Now I'm gonna keep doing it.
So what you did is you rubbed it inside where the coffee rub is on the pan?
Like
Yeah,
the
more-
butter,
more-
the butter fat mixture. Right
Oh,
here.
with a little
That's
bit
all
of the
beef fat and butter right
Yeah,
there.
Oh,
right
Jesus.
there. I dipped it in it. I just did this.
Yeah, here's it. Show them again.
Look, and it's so hot too
Yeah,
that like it's okay to do
it's
it.
like, okay.
Yeah.
I was afraid I was gonna get burned, but screw it.
You're not gonna get burned.
Take this piece that I'm cutting
Oh.
now. It's a little more rare. Fat side
Right.
down in that hot butter.
You add it, it adds more. It's so good,
Oh man, phenomenal.
right?
Just like this.
That's my type of fat kid. Like,
Same
yeah.
here. Same here. I love
Yes.
beef growing up, but good beef.
Dip it in its own juices. Here, wishbone.
Oh no!
Don't waste it.
Fuck it.
They're putting it in like
Hot butter.
Yeah, hot butter and fat. Get the milk solids. That's the foam.
Oh man.
I feel so lucky that I grew up with like immigrant parents who let me like appreciate fat and the fish face and the fucking eyeball
I
big
just wanna.
and shit.
This is why I'm a carnivore.
Yeah, I don't get vegans at all.
Like you look at me, I walk in the room like I'm wearing dog ears and a tail. Like I'm a carnivore.
Yeah.
Like
Well, also, like, that's one of my favorite things about my friend group. Like, Mike, Marlon, Tommy,
just gonna
Donuts.
eat the
We couldn't
fat.
all be more different. None of us try to
Yeah,
make each
I
other
just-
conform.
I just got the best piece. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that I took it. There,
It's okay.
the little end piece on this steak right here, it had only the
That bolt of fat on the back.
but no, it didn't have the chewy fat part either. It only had
fat.
it only had the bacon type fat, and it only it didn't have the layer in between.
oh,
And it was an end piece, so it was like super.
Here, there's another end right there if anybody wants.
oh yeah.
I'll
Those are just like going
take
for it.
I'll take that end piece.
I'll go for that.
Good. So good.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Look at that though. There you go. A little bit for the angels.
Fuck them angels, son. Eating all this shit. We'll leave some for your wife. Maybe.
We'll try.
Maybe.
See what happens in the next 5 minutes.
Alright, I'll cut it. And of course you'll cut out the story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe. Put
Maybe.
that into a Patreon stuff.
That works. So watch this.
Oh, double fat piece. Triple fat piece.
Oh,
Jackpot. I'm just gonna eat that piece off. Look at that.
this one is calling me. It's just saying Mario.
That's what you're supposed to do, though, when they call, you're supposed to answer.
Yes.
It's like a foxy
It was
lady.
quiet for a second, so I was like,
Yeah.
I know you must beat up right when I ended.
Oh, this piece had a little bit of gaminess to it.
The beef. You need Tali.
Try a little bit of that.
That's just not even there. That's like one of those ones that, of course, is you can't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even there.
Oh,
I'm gonna put it on my wife's yacht like that. You can't beat
Picanha.
Picanha and the yeah, my wife's picanha. The Italians don't know what pacchiac means, but yeah. Nikolai, you want meat?
before it's gone.
Hey. Take a bite. Oh, dude. That's the wrong foot. Put it in your mouth.
Dude, it is like the most delicious thing ever.
Whatever.
It's
No,
not.
you learn really quickly when you have kids too. Like, okay, fine. like, Dad will eat. No. No more. Let go. Ask later. I'll It's the.
Is that funny?
It's the end.
Isn't that funny? Look at it, yummies.
You try these. Oh my god. Oh. I've literally not had anything ever this tasty. And I've eaten some really good things.
The only thing I wish is that the rare pieces, I got a little bit more, because the fat would have got a little bit more than it. But it's really, it's like the best roast beef I've ever had. Rare. Yeah.
Those are part really big. You touch
There's
your
been
crumbs?
beneficial qualities to each crook.
I've been eating fat and all.
The only pieces that I haven't eaten the fat completely are the super rare pieces.
I'm eating all of
Yeah, same.
it. I don't give a...
Oh, boys. That was amazing. Whatever beef turns into inside of you, I think
shit.
we're all made of that now.
We're all made of shit.
3 more pieces. How
There's 3
apropos.
of us. Yeah.
Get in there, Junior.
Take this one. Take that end piece as
Oh,
usual.
dude, yeah, that's the good stuff. Do a little bit of that glaze there.
Blood and glaze, gentlemen.
Oh.
Yeah, we officially just eaten 6 steaks.
Or just 2 per. It's not that bad.
Pretty nuggets. Honestly, though, when it's that tender, you know what I mean?
Nothing.
It's like,
It's not like you're really eating. Because a steak, you gotta like eat it.
yeah, this puppy
This
just,
you just-
melts, right?
No,
It's like cotton
no,
candy
no,
of
no.
beef,
I'm done.
right? It's like
Yeah.
cotton candy consistency. Like, it's just so tender. Like, oh.
Oh.